Hi and welcome to my channel, Finding My Voice Again. I'm Rebecca and in the back of my hair is my buddy, Boots. He is a conure, very cute little cheeky mischievous parrot of mine. He may make a guest appearance, you might get to see him, or more likely than not he's going to stay in the back of my hair making some very funny sounds. So this channel is all about my journey and experience of having dysphonia as I recover from dysphonia. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about me, I do recommend watching episode 1. That gives you a bit of context around my dysphonia and my other health conditions as well, which are in many ways connected to the dysphonia, especially through the neuropathic side of it. And this episode is all about having dysphonia and going to a music event such as a concert. I decided to do this video after going to see SAW ELTON JOHN live in concert on his farewell tour. So this was a absolute dream come true for me. But I was also conscious having dysphonia can change the experience you may have had prior to having dysphonia and going to a music event. It comes with some challenges you may not have thought about before, and I wanted to go through how I managed them during the concert and the effects after the concert. And what I can say is I had quite literally the best night of my life. So, with or without dysphonia, seeing Elton John was always going to be the ultimate dream, and it was really incredible, dysphonia or not. So there you go, there's Boots agreeing with me that, Elton John's music is best. So, what I did before the concert was ensure that I had plenty of voice rest before. So I actually took some leave from work the day before and the day of the concert so that I could do complete vocal rest and just focus on entire general rest, to be honest. So because of my other health conditions, my whole body is pretty kind of in a knackered state, so it needs as much rest as it possibly can, as part of preparation for any sort of big event that I do. So I spent 2 days, really sort of looking after myself at home in the comfort of, my own surroundings, resting, indulging in myself. So, watching lots of Netflix, watching Rocket Man, of course, beforehand, listening to Elton John's music as loud as I could do, So yeah, that's what I do recommend, get that voice rest in before. So I went with my partner and my parents, and I knew that I would be using my voice, obviously to catch up with my parents and to express, that level of happiness that I had throughout the concert, and to talk about it beforehand with them. So yeah, that voice rest was really vital in enabling me to do that. I also drank so much water throughout the day before. Like, I always had a mug of hot water in my hands. And during the concert, I bought 2 bowls of water, just the 500ml ones, just to continuously sip throughout to keep my throat as sort of moist as possible. It was a very hot day as well, so you can imagine in an arena full of people it can get very warm and the throat can come very dry. I also ensured that I had my trusty glycerin pastils. Intermittently was taking them just to soothe my throat, and make sure it really was as comfortable as I can get it. So in the actual arena in the concert, it's obviously, as you can appreciate, exceptionally loud, and I knew that I would not be able to use my voice or strain my voice. Nothing's worth it for me. So instead, what I did, is I would write down messages on my mobile phone, and then obviously my parents or partner could communicate back to me from what I had said. The other thing I've spoken about in previous videos is I've learnt a bit of British Sign Language, and I've shared that with my partner and to my family members and friends. And I've shared sort of the keywords, and the keywords for me in the content that I was able to use were toilet, so always handy to know regardless of where you are, brilliant, and water, because I always need water, and we got where, and then meat, time, then happy. Oh god, I did that one so much, I was so happy. And also what. So you could do like, what time should we meet, for example, or where can we meet? Or, if someone said, what drink would you like? Water, please. So yeah, those were the main ones for me that I used throughout the concert. And I obviously, as much as my heart would love to have sung at the top of my voice, definitely couldn't. So what I did manage to sing, which is my favourite song, it really sings to me, for I'm Still Standing, I was able to do the I'm Still Standing and then the yeah. But the rest of the time, I didn't sing. I do have, obviously, like I said, some other health conditions that, are very tiring on my body physically. But what I did manage to do for like my 4 favourite songs was get up and just move, just dance, just be free for a couple of moments from my chronic pain conditions. I knew it was obviously going to hit me and I'd need recovery after, but for me, this was such a huge event in my life, and I just needed to experience it as much as I possibly physically could. And so if you can, dance, be free, express yourself through movement. You don't need to with your voice, you can express yourself just as much. And it's, you're singing in your head anyway. So it's not taken away from you at all, I can promise. So obviously the days after, I had 3 days off work and then a weekend. And I really did have to take time out to recover for, the dysphonia and for the other conditions. Because dysphonia is exceptionally knackering as well, which a lot of people don't put together until you have it. So obviously lots and lots of water again, can't stress the importance of the hydration. I also did plenty of steaming. So I'd do like boil the kettle, let it cool for a few minutes, then I would put a little blanket over my head or towel, then 5 minutes just steaming, and really hot steamy baths and showers just to help moisten the throat again, the vocal cords. I also put a heat wrap around my neck as well. I find that really soothing. Not ideal in hot weather though, but if it's cool enough to get away with, there is something very soothing about them. You can get them, from like Amazon, for example, just like I think it's meant for your shoulders, but I put on a really low heat just around my neck. I also did complete voice rest. Don't think I really spoke for about 2 days after, if I'm honest, and I barely spoke on the 3rd day. I really avoided any conversation, which is another reason for taking time off work, having some annual leave to allow me to recover. I did continue with my breathing exercises. I think they're really good for relaxing the larynx, the vocal area. And I think there's something I'm always going to do, because they just give you they give me like a bit of a moment just to calm my whole body down and focus on my breathing. I think it's really good And obviously it's very good for diaphragmatic breathing when you're talking as well. I obviously continued with my glycerin pastels. I've always got them around the house, in my handbag, wherever I go. You know, they're like a quick fix essentially, like a kind of a quick soothing effect. And then I would have my 25ml twice a day shots of aloe juice as well, once again to help with the healing of the throat. Other things you could do is having ginger tea with honey, just honey and hot water, chamomile tea with honey, just chamomile tea. They're all things that are soothing on the throat. So they were the things that I did after, and they're things like I generally do, but kind of just increase the amount and consciously rested. And like I say, I had the absolute best time of my life. And having the dysphonia, you know, I got to forget about it, you know, when he was singing and I was dancing, I got to just briefly forget all of those chronic pain conditions, the dysphonia, and just really enjoy the moment. And, you know, after everything you go through with dysphonia, you truly do deserve that one moment of magic. So, yeah, my advice would be is if you can, do it, go for it. You know, prepare to go to it, prepare for recovery after, think about how you're going to manage it during, but it's absolutely, it was for me, completely worth it. So this is actually the end of my series of videos. Hopefully I've covered all the topics that can help support others going through dysphonia or knowing someone who has dysphonia or a voice condition. But I'm more than happy to do further videos or expand on current videos. So if I've not covered what you're looking for, please leave a comment and I can look at doing that. I will do some YouTube shorts, just giving like one-off tips that I do to help soothe my voice and manage the dysphonia. So do look out for them as well. So I got the dysphonia, so it's going to be 11 months now. It'll be a year next month. In fact, we're in July now, aren't we? So it's 1st of July. So it's coming up to a year at the end of this month. And it has been the biggest sort of life-changing experience. It's been a complete and utter roller coaster. It's been insanely hard. It's been incredibly difficult, but things have got better since the first day, and things are getting better. I don't exactly know what the future holds in relation to my dysphonia. I don't know what the rest of my recovery looks like. I anticipate there will be other setbacks, but that is completely okay. And I will bounce back from them like you always do from a setback. I suspect, like all of my chronic conditions, you recover in a way that you don't ever return to how you were, but you get better than what you were before, you know, at the very start of having the condition. And I think more than anything, you learn to manage the condition, which, you know, helps make things a lot better as well. And I think over the months, I have learned to, you know, live with this condition, accept this condition, manage it, and will continue to. So I really do hope these videos do help others. That's the whole purpose of doing them. And like I say, reach out if there's more information that you require. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure doing these videos, sort of self-healing for me as well. So from me and Boots, we wish you a really good day and all the best for the future. Thank you so much.